the world that this year ain't last year and get number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You haven't arrived. You haven't arrived, man. At the end of the day, it's not about who wins the most regular season. And you know the thing I hate about some of the fan bases, and it's not just the Dolphin fans, it's other fan bases, but mostly it's like I've seen some people, right? Look like, for instance, I don't know, back when we were losing. Oh, did you know that Rashawn Jones has the most fourth quarter tackles in the NFL? I'm like, who the fuck is looking up these stupid stats?
I know. I'm like, what in the world did that come from?
Point blank right now, we control our own destiny.
That's really what it amounts to.
Like this is back when we were losing, so like they had nothing to cling on to, so they wanted to cling on to these stupid little stats.
Right.
You're right. I'm like, fourth quarter tackles?
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's just like when I talk about the projections. I'm not trying to say that's what's going to happen. I'm just using it as an indicator. Look, there's a reason the projections say what they say. It's like crypto. I think it was crypto that said it last week. There's a reason Vegas sets the spread what they do. It's not like you know what I mean? Like, yeah, the traps can happen. Yeah, this and that and the other can happen. Yeah, any given Sunday. But there's a reason Vegas set the spread what they do.
Yeah, and they'll go against themselves if they need to make a lot of money back.
Right.
I'll call what they call the lure spread. They want to lure a bunch of money into one side. They know they're going to get their money back because they lost bad the previous weeks or so. Vegas got a real smart way of recouping their losses back.
And I'm telling you this, if Vegas would have known that we were going to put 70 points on the Broncos, they still would have set it at 6.5 points.
Yeah, because
there's no way in their right mind that they thought Denver was going to lose by a spread of 50.
They would have set it at 14 or 17.
But Papa Paul, Fred, I'm gonna put you on the back for 5 minutes. I'm gonna give this next caller his 5 minutes. All right?
Yes.
All right.
What I meant, crypto, was if somebody would have told him, "Hey, this is what's going to happen," they would have said, "I don't believe you," and they would have still set it at 6.5. Sorry,
Josh Allen is the next Tony Romo. What's going on? What's on your mind? You got 5 minutes.
What's going on, guys? Happy holidays.
Hey there.
I'm excited for Dolphins fans. I think he got a legitimate shot at the 1 seed. Like me and Color both said, just looking at it from a football standpoint, I have no idea why Pete thought that the Commanders had a chance. I picked the Dolphins.
You really.
Well, I suspect, like I said a few times, I think Pete might be Bill's Mafia, CIA. You know, there's every institution has propaganda, so.
Yeah, but did you forget that the I in CIA stands for intelligence, bro? That don't work.
Well, no, you have to. But Color, when you're in the CIA, you have to play dumb. That's part of it. That's part of that's how you do it.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you. Listen, I'll tell you why. Look, this is why. This is all I got to show you right there.
There's a go.
The steamroller.
That's right. So what you're saying is CIA stands for Central Intelligence Antithesis? Is that what you're saying?
They do it when they have to. They play stupid when they need to get in on something.
I'll say it again too. Like, one of the things I'm even though I thought the Dolphins' offensive line wouldn't be like as problematic as everyone said, we've already discussed this, but I'm still really surprised at how much depth the Dolphins O-line is. So I think that's the biggest story of the Dolphins season, is not just the O-line, but the depth on the O-line. Guys like Lester Cotton,
what about the depth at linebacker, bro? Our backup had the best PFF rating.
And remember I said too, when the Bills won that game big, I said Brandon Jones is still coming back. There's no Ramsey. David Long is still adjusting to the system. I don't think Phillips played in that game. There was even a couple other players Phillips didn't play in that game. So people, I think people, I understand the angst. It's week to week league, but people were jumping on Fangio like crazy.
You guys still could have won by 3 in your house, even if we were fully healthy. The point was, people were actually holding water to a 48-20 victory.
Right. Yeah. Remember I said after the game, I said each game has its own identity, and we jumped out on you. And it's just the way it is sometimes,
But so let me ask you this: listen,
and we did make our own mistakes. We did hand the football back to you guys a couple times. I mean, it is what it is. Sorry,
okay, hold on. So sorry. So one thing about the Buffalo Bills, they checked off they could beat the Kansas City in the regular season. So that's why I'm not gonna write off Buffalo just yet because they have beaten Kansas City in the regular season.
They literally constructed their rosters specifically for the Chiefs.
I think this is
that's their primary goal is to beat the Chiefs. Just haven't been successful in the playoffs.
Let me ask you this: from your standpoint, what's the difference between the offense now and Ken Dorsey?
I think there's, just to keep it quick, I think things are a little bit more simplified. To get into it a little bit, usually with the Bills offense, because they run the Earnhardt-Perkins system, there's a lot of option routes where Allen's making pre and post reads, and then the receivers are trying to read the defense simultaneously. And I think Dorsey was just leaning into that too much. They're running the ball a little bit more, but we'll see. The Chiefs have one of the best defenses in the NFL this year, so we'll see if the trend continues. I think
he can disrupt him, because he is a disruptor.
Yeah. I think if you're the biggest Bills homer, I think if the Bills, if they win this game, I think it's probably reasonable to assume that they can catapult that into something. I think if they lose that game, I think that's it, guys. And then it's
it's reasonable to assume, but it's also reasonable to assume that they get it up one more time for the big show, and that's all they got left in the tank.
Yeah, it's not a death sentence if they lose. I think like I said before, I'm going to stand by it. I think a 9-8 team is going to get in, but
yeah, it's most likely it will because you got teams with already 5 losses already. It only takes 2 more losses by the bottom 2 teams.
Right.
And there's your 9-8 team.
And that's the other thing too. And I've already said it, Josh. The team that I think has the best chance or the goods to be able to right this ship and squeak in at 9-8 would be the Buffalo Bills, because they still stand atop the league, like in the top 3 or 4 in power index, which is the analytics saying just how powerful a team they are, despite their 9-8 projection by the same analytical team.
I will say this too.
They'll at least bring a little balance to quarterback level into the AFC playoff picture, because it was getting imbalanced because a lot of quarterbacks was starting to drop like flies.
Well, what the projections are saying basically is Buffalo is still a top echelon team. Their schedule and their circumstances are too tough to get them any more than 9-8. That's what they're saying. But that don't mean that they can't make noise still. And out of the teams that are in the bottom of the barrel like that, obviously with a power index that still rates you up in the upper echelon, you obviously are the team that if you get the ship right, you could forget about those 8 losses.
I will say this, and I sincerely mean this, even though if you guys think I don't mean it. Yeah. It's a tough rivalry. We get heated with each other sometimes, but if the Bills don't make the playoffs, I am rooting for the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl, because I have so much nostalgia with watching Marino and the Bills and the Dolphins go at it, and Jim Kelly playing at the University of Miami. I do hope you guys take advantage of this and win a championship.
Yeah. You want to use your star quarterback in your franchise history was a Kane. That's how he became your star quarterback.
That's why he lost all 4 of the Super Bowls, because he was a Kane.
Can you?
That's blasphemy.
Do you understand what that? You understand what it's like to be a Bills? You're born as a Bills fan. I was born into the darkness. I'm watching my favorite team as a young kid lose over and over again in the Super Bowl, and then I go to school and get ha ha. Everyone's pointing their finger at you. Ha ha. You're humiliated. It's embarrassing. And then that's how that's part of being a Bills fan. We are the Bills are like the Cubs before the Cubs finally won the championship.
Yep.
So
My beloved Cubs.
let's say that
Well,
the
at least you're not
NFL.
the Jets right now. Holy shit.
Let's say the NFL canceled every single game this week except for the Patriots versus Steelers. Let's just say that for a second. Right? If the Patriots win that game, the Texans move into the 7th seed.
Wow. That's a weird color. Do you think they're a dangerous team? I know it's a rookie quarterback, but he's playing such a high level.
Very dangerous.
I think the Packers and Texans,
Dangerous to whoever they
they're
beat.
dangerous.
Dangerous to whoever they beat. Dangerous to win the dance and all of no. Somebody's
What
going
about-
to take them out.
You know who I think is the best quarterback in the NFL? I'm just talking about these past 3 weeks. Is Jordan Love, man. That guy is layering his throws.
That's truly a danger.
The light is coming up. And I'm telling you guys, I think I've said that.
Philly, San Francisco, and Dallas needs to watch out for that team.
Yeah, that is,
Green Bay can beat you on any day on any field. If they get their play calling, where LaFleur get his play calling correct and then humming like he's been doing in December's, that's going to be a dangerous team to play. Nobody's not going to.
I agree, Crypto. I agree 100%, Crypto. And I've said this before. I want to make this point. I think this is in this football space. I think I've mentioned it before to you, Color, about the evaluation of the quarterback position, especially in the context of what happened to Tua in his first couple of years, whether you're on the winning side of that or the losing side of that or whatever. I just think a lot of these young quarterbacks, probably most of them, when they're drafted, you have to look at it as a GM as your quarterback is almost entering like a PhD program, because the impatience and the microwave effect, trying to force these quarterbacks to play right away. Sometimes it works out. CJ Stroud, it works out, but there's so many. I just believe this in my heart, and in
situational.
It's situational, and I think there are probably dozens and dozens of quarterbacks through different eras that if they had a situation like with Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers early in his career and they got to sit for 2-3 years, Steve McNair sat for 3 years. I just think there's a lot of quarterbacks that are ruined that could have been really good. Josh Allen should not have played his rookie year.
Yeah,
but
you guys had a problem not having no true veteran that's them to groom behind like Aaron Rodgers did, for Love. And
do you guys think I'm right about that though? If Jordan Love went to the Jets, for example, and he had to play right away, I don't know.
It could have been ruined. It's possible it could have been. It'd have got out to a slower start. I tell you that much, because he would have been behind who? Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
He'd have been forced into the lineup almost immediately.
I was watching the Lions.
in front of him.
I was watching the Lions game a couple weeks ago with my father, and I was watching Jordan Love, dude, and like I said, the type of throws he was making over the linebackers, over the nickelback, but under the safety.
It was ridiculous throws.
He was playing outside the numbers, and it's like
that BYU thing starting to come
Hey,
up.
if things play out right this week,
ridiculous.
If things play out right this week and in a couple games next week, the Kansas City Chiefs could find themselves battling for the 3rd seed with the Texans.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
It's amazing. I'm just not going to bet against Mahomes' pedigree in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
I happen to think.
Once everybody qualify for the playoff, everybody's 0-0, and I think everything resets once January comes.
And I happen to think the Texans would beat the Chiefs too.
I mean, they're that dangerous. They got a good enough offense.
Yeah, man.
D'Amico Ryans is a good play caller.
Who does Stroud? Hey, Crypto. Does Stroud? I'm trying to think of who.
Did get hurt though?
Crypto. Does Stroud? Does Stroud remind you of anybody? Because I've been trying to think for a couple of weeks who it reminds me of. Because he plays a traditional. He plays the position in a very traditional way.
Yeah, and he's got ability. He's reading all levels of the field. I mean, he's playing pretty good. Especially to see a lot of people slip on the fact that D'Amico Ryans gave him damn that every single snap in the offseason, the preseason.
Yep. That's a good point, Crypto.
A lot of people, he can learn the playbook and get it down to the pack. He played. You know how people play vanilla in the preseason? They wasn't doing that with him. He was playing every single snap all the way through, first through the 4th quarter. You know, they don't like play the starters or who projected as a starter and then sit them. No, they kept him all the way through because they wanted him to learn that playbook and know the
I,
offense in and out. Especially if he's going to be starting week 1, they say, okay, this is the year of your development and growth, and it panned out. It worked out for him. Now he knows that offense in and out because he
yeah, man,
played a lot of reps in the preseason.
I don't think Stroud reminds me of anybody too much, man. I think he's just man, you know, a tremendously gifted athlete, and you know, he evidently knows how to play the quarterback position a little bit. You know,
but Fred, you know what it is though. You know how like Marino right away, or even Andrew Luck right away to some extent, or Burrow early.
Caught on right real quick.
They just it's almost like they're not they're not perfect, but it's almost like it's not something you can teach. It's just like he's a natural natural quarterback.
Man.
He's a natural quarterback.
That's what I'm saying, man. He doesn't remind me of of anybody.
Repetition.
Man. He's just he's playing his own game.
You know, sometimes it's just that repetition breeds success. You know, you get enough reps at it, you work out all the kinks, and then boom, there you have it.
Yeah, man.
He's making less mistakes, fewer and fewer mistakes, because he got that all out early.
Yeah. All right, I just figured it out. I just figured it out. Here is the scenario that could cause this to happen, right? So the Browns beat the Jags this week, let's just say. Texans beat the Jets. We beat the Titans. Where am I at? Hold on.
You're in Florida, right?
Would be moved way up.
Yeah, we beat the Titans. Bills beat the Chiefs. Bengals beat the Colts. Okay, then week 15, right? Bengals beat the Vikings. Browns beat the Bears. Dolphins beat the Jets. Here's where it could what has to happen for it to be in our control. Tennessee has to beat the Texans in week 15. Okay, then the Jags have to beat the Ravens in week 15 as well. Okay, and then going to week 16, okay, the Texans can beat the Browns. The Bengals beat the Steelers. We beat Dallas, but it really doesn't matter for what I'm saying anyway. Chiefs beat the Raiders. San Francisco beats the Ravens in week 16. So that by week 17, in all that scenario, Browns beat the Jets, and we play the Ravens. And if we beat the Ravens, if all that other stuff that I said happens on the way, and we beat the Ravens, we give the Browns the AFC North division title.
Wow. Color, remember I said 2 weeks ago, and I'm telling you, I feel
the Browns are only one game out.
Take
1.5 out in the loss column.
I'll take my Buffalo fandom out of it for a second. I'm telling you right now.
If ironically, if the Browns don't lose that extra one against the Titans, which is the one they would have, they could lose twice and still get the division. The difference is, if they don't, it won't be us that gives it to them. If we beat the Ravens in that week, the Texans will move into that spot, or I'm sorry, into that seed, and the Ravens will still have the AFC North.
Color, look at the color. Yeah. Let's just assume it sucks he's injured. Obviously, we don't root for it, but I'm saying.
Hey, by the way, Color, you know it's going to be 8 o'clock soon, right?
Second or third.
Oh, that's right. It's Wednesday, ain't it?
Yeah. Hey, Shake, do you want me to drop or?
Thanks, Shake.
No, you good. No, I'm just letting Color know he has to league-wide Wednesday.
I forgot it was Wednesday. Alrighty, guys. Y'all have a good one. I'll be back if you guys are still
Color.
All right.
Later.
But Shake, check this out. And I've said this before.
Yeah.
It could literally be a situation. It could be I'm telling you that AFC Championship is going to be a weird game. Let's say the Dolphins are an AFC. It could be a team like the Texans, or it could be honestly, it could be like a random team like the Colts.
Team, yeah, I know. That's scary. That's crazy.
Because look at the Jaguars with Lawrence.
Hold on, real quick. I just want. What's up, AB? Yeah, we had. I know. I had patience with Tua his first year. His first 2 years.
I did too. I was saying it years ago that I thought he was going to be the long-term answer.
I'm probably the only one who said thinks, and I have my reasons to say
Yeah, you have to.
Tua
You
played
have to wait
better
to give the
his last
evaluation.
year. He had better. Look, let me get this. Let me put this out there. Caveat first. He had better statistics last year than he did with Brian Flores last year. But in my opinion, he played better under Brian Flores' last year than he did last year. He put up better
Right.
statistics last year, but he played better
As far
the
as
year
his play,
before.
his completion percentage was higher under Brian
His
Flores.
completions
Actual
percentage was
completion
better.
percentage was
His
than
turnover
last
rates
year.
were lower, and he spread the ball around a lot more.
Did you guys see that throw by Tua?
Right.
It was like a
Hell,
20-yard.
Right.
It was
Right.
a 20-yard in, and I think
hell,
it was
even
like it was like a no look pass.
even Durham Smythe had great numbers that year. So I
Yeah.
mean, he
Yeah.
was.
Darn Smart did. That's why I say it's a 2-part process. I've always did it a 2-part: regular season, then playoff evaluation. Once you, to me, the definition of franchise quarterback, once you become good at both levels. Once you complete the second phase, then that to me defines a true franchise quarterback.
No,
Once
and
you
you know what?
pass one grade, you graduate to the next stage of the evaluation, complete that phase, win the playoff game, become good at that level,
Yeah.
and then that's when you define yourself as a true franchise
And
quarterback.
last year,
I don't
think last
define
year,
good regular season play as true franchise quarterback. A franchise means throughout all of the games.
Yeah. A franchise quarterback, when someone is a quote unquote franchise quarterback, they get the complete benefit of the doubt. Like there's no questions about their stardom, and then them starting and stuff like that.
But
You know.
real
Yeah.
quick though,
No, but you could be no question about your starting, even if you got a terrible backup.
Right.
Even
Yeah.
if you're not as good, you could be Baker Mayfield. I'm just using that example.
I think
Nobody's good behind you. You're going to be
Yeah.
automatically pressed as a starter.
But the thing about last year was, I think Tua was trying to prove to everybody that he could throw the deep ball, and he proved it this year. Last year, he doesn't have to do it anymore. So listen, at the end of the day, the one thing I liked what Tua did this game in particular was when that touchdown, they were talking about it. This touchdown to Tyreek, he saw an opportunity and he went there. You know what I mean? He's starting to see the ball pre-snap. He's starting to if the one thing I want him to do is if McDaniels makes a call and he sees something better, to say, all right, look, I know you called this play, but I'm gonna do this route instead because I'm seeing.
Yeah,
I don't see
Hill said he called it that Tua called an audible. So
Yeah, and that's what I'm proud of this year, that he's taking more control of this offense. He's saying, all right, you know what? Let me check into something better. You know what I'm saying? And,
But Shake, if you just listen to Tua talk, you can tell he's a very bright person. You know what I mean? You know how when you can hear someone, you just listen to how they talk and the ideas that they're coming with. You can tell if someone's bright or not. Tua's a bright quarterback, dude.
Yeah, he is. And this Wonderlic is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, that's an overrated thing, overhyped thing. Wonderlic.
If that's the case, then freaking Fitzpatrick should have as many Super Bowls as Tom Brady.
Yeah, because he hit the highest ever run.
It's magic, baby. Don't disrespect Fitzmagic, Shake. Fitzmagic should be in the Hall of Fame.
No
Shake.
quarterback in history had a higher Wonderlic, right?
Hey, Fitzmagic was a Dolphin. We never. Hey, one of my favorite games. One of my favorite Patriot games of all time.
He was fun to watch.
One of my favorite Miami Dolphin Patriots games was Brian Flores' first year, when they needed that game to win to get the bye week, and Fitzpatrick was like, no bye week for you.
Yep. I will say this about Fitzpatrick. You know, he obviously very inconsistent and stuff, but I will say this out of respect to his game. Mm-hmm. When he was on fire, oh my God, dude. That dude could get on like a 2 or 3 game heater where I don't care who the other quarterback is.
Let me address something in the chat, because at the time, Watson had already declared that he was a franchise quarterback. You want to know why? Because my qualifiers is great regular season play and playoff victories. Last time I checked, when we was going after Watson, I can admit that I wanted him because I thought at that time he was already a franchise quarterback and an established. So, because that's my definition of a franchise quarterback. So your so-called gotcha statement don't work, AB, because
Turn up, Crypto.
I would admit that I did want Watson because he was the
Get him,
definition
Crypto.
of a franchise quarterback based on my definition of what a franchise quarterback is.
Yeah.
So there's no shame in my game in me wanting a franchise quarterback because he did it at the regular season level and he won playoff games. And Josh, you can attest to this. He did come back from a 19-0 league against you guys, and you guys had good defense that year.
Deshaun, you know what I think? Deshaun, go ahead, Shake. I apologize. Go ahead.
Hey, listen.
And Stephen Ross also Stephen Ross, Greer, and Flores wanted them. 3 people that was in charge of this franchise at the time wanted them. So I'm not acting like I'm the only one that wanted them. Your owner, your general manager went out and did his due diligence and made deals, and it was just 4 signatures away from it happening.
Hey,
matter of fact, I put like there was 4 gold digging signatures away from that happening.
Yeah, listen.
How about that?
And you know what, Crypto? I mean, AB.
I love you, Crypto.
I wanted Watson too, but like you said, I was it was massive. It was a misevaluation. I'm glad we have Tua, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Crypto, I respect the hell out of you, man. I'm talking about being man to man. It is gold diggers. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, how politically incorrect it is. People got to fucking just tell the damn truth. Crypto.
And the judge agreed with me in her brief, in her statement. Put it out there in the actual state. Is out for public consumption. The judges, the 2 judges in the counties, has actually put it out there.
And for people that just in a different context, I want people to go read up on the Salem witch trials, and there was a conspiracy of dozens and dozens of women in that thing too.
All right, let's move on. I don't want to get into that rabbit hole. Anyway, let me hey y'all, I'm gonna put you on the back for 5 minutes. Again, we have a call. I want to give him his 5 minutes, so I'll be right back. If y'all be back, if you're still back here in 5 minutes, so just give me 5 minutes. All right. Let's welcome our next guest. You get 5 minutes to yourself. What's up, Mounty? What's on your mind, man?
Hey, what's Shake? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Doing good. How you doing, man? I just wanted to give you your 5 minutes.
Hey, well, of course, we're moving right along. I'm really grateful that, here we are at 9-3 and 12 games in, and Tua has not been injured really yet. No serious, other than that cut or something like that I know of. So, hey, let's march right along. Let's go. Let's just win. So, it seemed like McDaniels got us on the right trajectory, obviously. But, the hardest part of the schedule is in front of us for the most part. So, we got Dallas. We got to play the Jets again. We got Dallas. We got Baltimore. So, we got to win those. I'll feel better if we win those, because that way, if I don't know, if I'm hoping we get a first round bye, but if we don't, I think we can win. Put it like that.
Yeah. So, hey, by the way, the 3 hardest things to say, a man to say is, "I'm sorry, I was wrong," and Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
neither. I object to that because I don't have a problem with saying I'm sorry.
Hey, Shake. Just a quick check. What's the Cleveland Browns record?
Yeah, they're 8-4.
Okay.
But real quick,
simple math. 8-4 is a 1-game difference from 9-3, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought my math was going wrong, but yeah.
I tried to tell. I told my boy that yesterday. He's also a Twins fan. I said, "Look, bro, I know they got Flacco, but dude, that Cleveland defense is no joke."
They're 75. My bad.
Are they?
So 2 games in the loss column, and that team beat the 49ers. How much success we had against the Niners when we played them? But I digress.
Yeah, 75. Yeah, Browns are 75. Yeah.
Round 7-5, they beat the San Francisco 49ers, who
But
just
they're
beat up on
but
the Eagles, and who we lost to. Yeah, we got it.
they're still in the fight. They're still in the
Yeah, they
fight, and
are. They got
technically,
legitimate
technically,
defense, and the offense played well. Even when he was there, they wasn't putting up gaudy numbers like he did in Houston, but they put up enough to beat the good teams like San Francisco.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, and don't fall asleep on Buffalo, especially if they fuck around and beat if they beat Kansas City this week, dude. Look, I'm kind of concerned. I really do. I don't want to meet Buffalo in the playoffs. I really don't.
Well, again, Buffalo's beaten Kansas City in the regular season a couple of times.
I never said that. I said his
So,
team beat them. Whether they beat them with Watson or not, they would have blew them out if they would have had Watson. That's the point. It wouldn't have never even been a close game if Watson was playing. That's the point. Clown. They beat him without Watson.
we
So
always
what? Imagine what the score. Imagine what the score would have been had Watson been the quarterback. They would have won by 80 points.
You there, Monty?
Yeah,
there you go.
clown.
But so, Monty, what you think of this
That's the
Tennessee
point.
game? Hold on. Let's we'll get back to that regular scheduled program. You know, we'll talk about him. We just want to give Monty his 5 minutes crypto. Then you
I
go
think
to, the comment section again. I promise.
I don't
Let me get off real quick.
I don't want to take anything away from any other team. However, Will Levis, he's a young quarterback.
Yeah.
They got D Henry and D Hop. They don't really have anybody to throw to. I mean, I don't see them beating us. It probably will be, another, we'll probably have another, Commanders game or something like that. I don't see them beating, not even coming close. Will Levis, I think he's not going to be able to do too much against Ramsey and X. I just don't see it. They're going to have to try to run the football, try to establish the run, try to wear us down defensively. That's the only thing I see them trying to do. Because they do have a big running back. So
yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's pretty much
I don't
the
think
game plan.
they're
Slow the game
and
down.
they fired their special team quarterback, which I think we should have did it.
Yeah, the
I think
coordinator
they
got
fired
canned.
them, which I think we should have done.
Yeah, I think they giving them grace now, Shake. Or at least our guy, Crossman, they're giving them grace. They'll wait until after the season. It's got to be horribly bad. The wheels have to fall off before he decides to
McDaniel
do
likes
it.
that guy, doesn't he?
Apparently he does. He don't say anything bad about him or hint bad things about him. Yeah, don't seem like he's really concerned about him.
And you
That's
really
another
don't see
way
him
to say
doing
it.
a hard knock either.
who? I mean, crypto. But I mean, really, do you really expect McDaniel to say anything disparaging about anybody?
No, he wouldn't even do it against nobody.
Yeah, he would just let him go.
He wouldn't do that.
Yeah, corner Craig Sebring Henry's in concussion protocol right now, so he might not play that game.
But yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to really see. I don't want to see Buffalo in the playoffs. I just don't. I just really don't. Even if it's at home.
I'm sorry. I was talking. I was talking to somebody else. I had some. I was at work. What was that? Well, you had a question for me? My bad. Mountie.
No.
No, I just said I don't want to see Buffalo in the playoffs at all. I just don't.
Yeah,
Our track record,
are
our
a
track
dangerous
record is
team.
not good against them. I just
Right. They get up for us.
they're a hurt dog right now. So they somehow get a wild card. Like they mess around get in. They could steal some wins. I'm serious. And historically we haven't really played well against them.
That's true. And I'm thinking if they don't, the stars are truly fully aligned for us to be favored to win because you're looking like half of the field that everybody thought was going to be competitive is not even going to participate in this year's playoffs. So if we don't grab it in this window, given that the stars being properly aligned in that way, where the path of least resistance has been presented in our favor, then that would be an epic failure by definition with this kind of a roster.
And I tell you what, I was one of those people that wanted Dalvin Cook, but I'm glad we didn't because we have a Chan now. I think Chan has a better ceiling than Dalvin Cook.
And again, if Dalvin Cook comes behind this offensive line and the schemes and the way Mike McDaniel draws up the game plan and with the running game, who is to say Dalvin Cook wouldn't have this kind of success?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think with some of the Dolphin fans get caught up in the moment and just looking at the name of the player and where they located versus where the name of our players and where we located in our situation and where we at.
But at the end of the day, man, Dalvin Cook isn't hitting the holes like a Chan is. So hold on.
No, he's
our
not.
5 minutes is up. I'll bring up the other guys.
That's true.
Yeah,
he's not hitting the
yeah,
hole because
yeah,
none of the holes in New York is being created like the holes are being created in our offensive line.
Well,
that offensive line, the Jets are atrocious.
You ask anybody.
How come? Hold on. This is one thing I'm gonna rebuttal with crypto is because Breece Hall is hitting those holes.
Yeah, but to what extent? Not like he was last year.
Yeah,
it's
but
starting. Them holes ain't necessarily. It ain't necessarily that big for him neither. He's getting it, but it's like barely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well,
a lot of things.
He's the only one out of everybody else. That other good running back that they got ain't having too much success. It's just that Breece Hall is just that more superior than Dalvin. That's all that tells me.
Oh, Breece Hall is fantastic. That guy is talented.
All right, well, he had something to say. Paul, what's up?
No, if you ask anybody, you look back at the videos, I was pushing a Chan before the season even started. I told everybody you got to look out for a Chan and that he was going to be something special, and he's been proving it.
And believe it or not, if
he wouldn't have got hurt, he would be maybe rookie of the year.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Nene. It's terrible.
Well, yeah, and by the way, I agree with you because I even picked him to be rookie of the year, but he got hurt.
By the way, whatchamacallit, I don't think he was gonna, even if he wasn't hurt, I don't think he's gonna get rookie of the year over CJ Stroud. No way.
Well,
that's a good thing. Yeah, you're right, Shake.
That's the only thing because your quarterbacks are more likely to get rookie of the year on things than other players. Because you look at the MVP also, there has never been a wide receiver picked for an MVP in NFL at all.
Hey, Papa Paul, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Real quick. Also, AB is another one who was clamoring for a Chan when he was drafted. So I got to give him his credit for that. AB was one of the other few ones that was saying, we don't need Dalvin.
I was okay with AB. I wasn't pounding. I was trying to tell everybody to buckle up and say we wasn't going to get him because the teams, the players we always clamor for is what we don't get, and the players we don't clamor for, we quietly get. I was telling everybody Jonathan Taylor's not coming here or Dalvin Cook won't come here. I was telling everybody to buckle down.
Even started for A-Chan though.
I want to ask this.
Yeah,
go ahead, Fred.
We're not getting Fred. Our fan base is clamoring for him.
Go ahead, Fred.
I, for one, myself, am glad to see that a guy that we picked through the draft, come out and do well, man. Yeah. A guy that we actually draft do well. Yeah. I'm always for that. By this happening, we don't have to go out spend money, man, and to bring guys here, man, and just get that money, and then you don't hear them, you don't see them produce or anything, man. If anything that burns me up is that.
Go ahead, Fred.
Yeah, I was just saying that, I was never really one for, getting a free agent, man, giving him a big deal, and he comes here and totally craps the bid, man.
But everybody was guaranteeing that he was.
I'm glad we got to run it back.
Can I ask the panel?
Everybody was pretty much. I was trying to tell everybody, it wasn't based on location or money. As far as the State taxes, I
bottom
try to
line,
tell everybody it don't matter because
bottom
when you're
line,
making seven
crypto.
figures, you got accountants that can get around the tax system.
Oh, okay.
You're in a
I'm
different
just,
status. That's why I was trying to tell everybody. These millionaires and billionaires don't give a damn about the tax code.
Right.
That's what they got accountants for. There's so many
Yep.
loopholes in the tax code. It's like Swiss cheese.
Hey,
They don't
Shake,
give a damn what about no damn
Yes, sir.
taxes.
is it cool? Hey, Shake, is it cool? I don't know if like if you can, if do you know how you do those voting things in the chat and stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
I can't do that right now. That's unfortunately I don't have
oh,
access to
color
that.
has it. I wanted to ask the panel this question, and people in the chat can answer it. Right now, I'm talking about right now, like right now, this minute. Tyreek Hill is my MVP, and I wanted to propose this question: if CJ Stroud continues on this trend as a rookie quarterback, he puts up big numbers. The Texans make the playoffs, and that contrast
They'll
versus
probably give them the MVP at that point.
well, that's the
If
question I
they win
wanted to ask.
playoff games, yeah,
Crypto. That's the
they'll
question
probably.
That's the question I
Yeah.
wanted to ask because it's a regular season award. I think the voting stops after the regular season. Someone
Yeah,
can
it
fact
does.
that. Does it stop
Yeah,
after
it
that?
does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
After
let's
that.
say hypothetically, CJ Stroud, he continues on his path. They make the playoffs. He puts up really big numbers versus Tyreek Hill's record season. I'm just being honest. Me personally, I would vote. I think Tyreek Hill is the MVP if he keeps this up. But what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, you
If
know
it's
what?
not Tyreek, he will have a shot at it. I would say that. But Tyreek is doing something no other receiver has done, and
No
all
other
the other
receiver has
quarterbacks this
done.
year, and all the quarterbacks this year is just doing what the other quarterbacks have done in previous
Right.
years, if not less than what quarterbacks did in previous
By the
years.
way,
So you have to favor the
I-
guy that never did it ever at his position.
I agree with you 99.9% on that, Crypto. But the way, I would say Tyreek MVP all day. But if anything, they're going to look at it as if it wasn't for Tua, Tyreek wouldn't have gotten that. So they might pull Tua into the MVP then.
all right, hold on. Before we do, I gotta give this
but the
guy.
thing about Tua,
And that's no
ball
disrespect. That's no disrespect to
they'll
Tua.
ding,
Yeah, no,
right?
I
They'll
know.
ding Tua
Hey.
only because of the distribution of the ball.
Real quick, I gotta put y'all. I'll be right back. I get one more
That-
call real quick, and then
Papa, I see what you're
I'm bring y'all up.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
get some
You can drop me
feedback.
down.
I
Shake.
see what
Hey,
you're
Shake,
saying.
you can
the
drop me
one
down,
thing that
Shake.
might hurt Tua in the eyes of the voters is
I'll
the
be back.
fact that the percentage of the ball that Tyreek is getting.
All right. Here's the next caller. What's going on?
What's up, Jake? What's up, Crypto?
Oh, what's up?
Hey,
What's going on?
Nothing. I just came on to invite two special needs people up, Bo G and the original goofball Barry, to discuss blocking techniques.
OG and Barry?
Yeah, the original goofball Barry and Bo G.
Oh,
They're both
Bo G. I
special.
thought you said OG.
No, they're both the OG stands for original goofball.
Oh, my bad.
Tall quarterbacks.
I didn't mean to do that. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. I hit the space bar for some reason. That shit fucking whatever. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
And blocking techniques and how a tall quarterback can see over the line.
Yeah.
Because they're under the impression that quarterbacks can't see over the line, but they also think that the offense and defensive line are standing straight up to block.
That's impossible.
Well, I know that, but
you're gonna get pancaked if you do that.
Yeah, well, he said, well, what if the defense stands straight up? They'll end up in their own end zone because the offensive linemen are just going to drive through.
Well, that's why they're called throwing lanes. Look, I've always said, look, most of your offensive linemen are 6'6", 6'7". So unless you're like as tall as the Big Show, you're not going to see over somebody that's 6'5". Even if you're the same height as the offensive lineman, you're not going to see over him as good.
Exactly.
Right.
And you're right. But when you're 6'7" and you're blocking, how tall are you?
Yeah. You're a little shorter.
Right, you're going to be well under 6'7". You're going to be damn near 6 feet or 5'9".
Right.
Yeah, you're in a crouch position.
Exactly. So a 6'3", 6'4" quarterback can easily see over the front, the offensive and defensive line.
Yeah, he got to clear almost a whole head.
Tom Brady was only 6'2".
Well, you know, and that's what, you know what, I get up here and I might crack jokes and I might pick on people, But when people say, you know, you know what, everybody has a right to say something,
Yeah.
but at least be intelligent when you're saying it. You know, and if you want to say it, have the balls to click StreamYard and come up here and say it.
Mm-hmm.
If not, shut up and go about your business. That's all I wanted to say. Now you can bring everybody else back up.
All right, cool.
No, you're talking about the offensive line, Bo G, not the quarterback. Obviously, the quarterback is more upright than the lineman that's in front of him.
Can I say something?
but-
Is it okay,
but let me-
Shake, if
let me
I
ask
make,
you-
or go ahead, Shake?
No, one thing I want to say about this
Like-
this MVP
like,
thing, because
no,
we gotta wrap this up
then
at 6, but we'll do 6:35, 6:40.
No, like
As being premium crypto, we gotta do that Insomnia episode. But
one
one thing I want to bring up real quick is I was looking at some of the footage of when we got Tyreek Hill, right? All the pundits, everybody was saying that Tyreek Hill isn't gonna do anything because of Tua. Tyreek Hill isn't gonna play the same as he did in Kansas City. Kansas City isn't gonna put up those numbers he did in Kansas City. And now that he's doing that number, now it's all because of now because Tua is proving them wrong. They're saying it's Tyreek Hill now.
No, but and Shake, can I Shake? Can you let me? I want to stick up for Tua.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they go hand in
I
hand.
want to stick up
At
for
the end of
Tua
the day,
here.
it's like Stockton and Malone.
I want
They
to
go
stick
hand
up.
in hand.
Let me stick up for. You know what? This is a. Go ahead, Papa Paul. Go ahead. It's a Dolphins
He's not
platform.
talking, he's on the back. He's in the back.
He's
Oh.
teaching his dog how to sit. He ain't even mute him.
Oh,
Go ahead,
sorry, Mike.
Go ahead.
I want to stick up for
But
Tua
I
here.
just think that's funny though. You know what I'm saying? When we got Tyreek Hill, they said he wasn't going to do the things that he's doing. Now that he's doing the things that he's doing,
It's horseshit. It's horseshit,
They were
Shake.
short-sighted.
It's always been horseshit, Shake.
Gonna do that. Go do what they.
I'm sure Michael K and Crypto will agree with me here. As many arguments as we had, and I firmly believe this 100, maybe not 100%, but like 90%. It doesn't matter how great a receiver is. You can have Randy Moss and Terrell Owens and Deebo Samuel. If Trent Edwards, like for the Bills, is your quarterback, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
And great wide receivers, good weapons. Michael K can attest to this. Trent Edwards had Terrell Owens, who he was at the end of his prime, but he was still awesome. They had Lee Evans, they had Roscoe Parrish, they had a decent line, they had Marshawn Lynch, they had Fred Jackson. It didn't matter. So I cannot stand when people do this. I don't care if Tua has Randy Moss and Tyreek Hill. He still has to make the throws. He still has to make the throws on time. He still has to read the defense. He still has to deal with all the pressure of being a quarterback. So when people,
Micah Parsons disagrees with you.
well, Micah
Parsons said today that he could, or last night, said that he could throw the balls to Tyreek.
Does Miami play Dallas?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're gonna-
there you go. That was a pregame
Parsons is gonna-
jockeying statement. That's all that was.
Micah Parsons says he could
Christmas Eve we play
throw the
Dallas.
car by doesn't mean he
Yeah,
could
he
do
was
it.
gonna say that. Of course, he gonna say that. That's what you call pregame jockeying
Right.
from the defensive player and the offensive player.
And I love Micah Parsons, a great defensive player, but that's just an asinine statement.
Yeah,
He's
so
gonna have
at
to
the end
back
of
it
the
up by
day,
getting
I
a lot of
think
tackles if he
Tua
want to back
deserves
that
his
up.
credit. I think Tua deserves his
Well,
credit.
you know what? Well, why hasn't the Dolphins signed? Why haven't the Dolphins signed Tuna into a longer contract yet, or extension?
To be fair, Michael K, and don't you think a little bit has?
Again, I think one of the reasons is not.
Well, I'll tell you
it's-
exactly the reason.
I'll tell you.
What's he gonna
Let me
do?
answer the question, and then you could tell me. All right, let me answer the question, and then you could go ahead. You asked me
Absolutely.
the question. I'm going to answer the question. It's the health concern, which I think he is checking those boxes. I think he's not once this season that I ever see. I was at the edge of my seat. Tua getting tackled. He looked like he's gained weight, and he's a lot better as far as health that is concerned. I think his health has not been an issue in the last, knock on wood. As far as soft tissue injury, bones being broken or anything like that in the last 2 seasons, he hasn't had any of those issues. It's just the concussion.
This too. Even as a Bills fans, I do pray. I recognize.
Go ahead, Michael, okay. What do you think?
Go ahead, Michael. Yeah.
I'll let him answer.
That's it.
I'll let him answer because it's glaring.
Uh-huh.
It's actually glaring by what people have already said earlier today on why they haven't signed him. But I'll let Carson Wentz go.
Go ahead.
I appreciate that comment, Michael K. But look, man. I've said this before. People can attest to this. I've always thought Tua was at minimum, like really, really good. I think that's kind of undeniable. You know, going Jeff Okuda instead of him. So. Yeah, well, the Lions took Jeff Okuda instead of Tua. I just think that one incident where Tua had that scare where his hands were, he had that central nervous system response. I think it scared everybody and it rightfully did scare everybody. Outside of that isolated incident, I think a lot of the quote unquote health concerns are a little bit overblown. It's a little bit exaggerated. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Or
yeah, I agree. And I want to bring this up. You look at the AFC North, and I'll let you go next, Papa Paul. You look at the AFC North.
Monday night, it scared everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You look at the AFC North. Look at the AFC North. You have Lamar Jackson, who's missed time every year since he's been in the NFL, and right now he's the healthiest quarterback in that division.
Yep.
Shake.
By the way, the Ravens lost 3 games, right?
The problem with that though is all these quarterbacks.
One of those games was lost to the Browns. Last time I checked, the Browns didn't have a backup quarterback in that game. Just saying.
I'll to a healthy to 1,000 times out of 1,000 over Lamar. I'm just being honest, man. I'll take the guy that can layer the ball.
Well, yeah. All right, you bring up Lamar, who hasn't finished the last 4 games in the last 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. He got a pretty big contract.
If he doesn't, but if he doesn't get hurt, then he'll finish the last 4. He's got to play 2 more games.
But remember, he played under a tag. Remember this. He played under he played his 5th year. He got an extension after his 5th year. He didn't get it before the 5th year. He had to play his 5th year.
I'm telling you right now, if that incident didn't happen against the Bengals? It was the Bengals.
Yeah. He didn't get that extension before his 5th year option. He got that extension.
No, it was after. He played his 5th year. He didn't know what they were going to do with him. But the point being
is he's quietly having a better season than he did in his MVP season.
Okay, guys, I got to head out.
All right, hey, real quick, Papa Paul. So what's on the docket for tonight?
Yeah, we're talking about this past Sunday. We're talking about just everything in general. We're about this upcoming Sunday, the scenarios, everything in general, just like you guys. Start at 8:45. We go until 10, 10:30, 11, till whenever. It depends on how good things are rolling. But please come join us.
Papa Paul, I want you to join my sweepstakes that I announced on last night's talk show, and I reiterated it a little bit earlier. I'm having a Dolphins sweepstakes because I believe the planets and stars are aligned for us to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. So I'm guaranteeing $500 to the lucky winner of the drawing at a base price of $500 worth of Bitcoin, and it can go no lower than 500. If Bitcoin price doubles, they'll get that amount, whatever it goes to. It's slowly tracking the price of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes to 88,000, guess what? That 500 becomes $1,000 to the lucky winner of the drawing. If we don't win, I'm guaranteeing a Super Bowl victory. That the winner of that $500 base goes to the winner of the drawing. If we don't win, but if we do win, then we just get the pride to say we're Super Bowl champions. If we do lose and don't win the Super Bowl, you get some guaranteed money for your sorrows.
I'm telling you right now, man.
I'm in for it.
Or go ahead, Pop.
I got to head out, but Tua is not going to get a deal until after his 5th year, plain and simple. They got to work, Greer's got to work his magic on contracts with the money the way it is and everything, but he will get his extension, but it won't be until after his 5th year.
Well, Paul, that's the problem. It would behoove them to do it before because he's got a $23 million cap hit that you can't restructure. So it's costing the team $23 million to play Tua in the 5th year.
Hey, Michael, can
It'll be 23 only. That's all we owe him.
Hey, Michael, can I ask you a
So the
question?
extension happens.
Goodbye, y'all. I'll see y'all at my show if you're there.
All right, Paul.
Okay, Papa Ball.
See you later, man. Michael, do you think?
All right, Papa Ball.
I firmly believe this based on a lot of his resume, and I want to get your thoughts, Michael. Like, do you think if that incident didn't happen, that scared everybody? I already think they would have gave him an extension.
Gave him the money, yes.
No,
If that incident doesn't happen and he plays all 17 games, yes.
He didn't do nothing
He would have been
before
extended.
Shit, concussions, like it wasn't anything serious. I think they already would have gave him the extension.
Well, you're making it. You're acting like the fact that he fenced on the field is some big health concern. It's a byproduct of a concussion. Babies do it all the time. If you ever had a newborn, you sit there and all of a sudden they clinch up when
But
they're
they was
sleeping.
concerned about other injuries too. They had to make sure they was in the clear with that.
The optics, whether people can debate whether fencing is, people can debate the medical situation of fencing, right? But I'm saying the optics of the fencing. It was the optics of the fencing that scared everybody.
He did it in the Bills game. He fenced in the Bills game. The optics were there. They just didn't have a close-up on it.
You talking about the Epinesa hit?
No, he knew the fencing.
No, the Milano hit.
He just stumped over. He just slumped over. He didn't do a fencing move with the Bills.
When he first got hit, he fenced, and they explained it. There's a video out on it when it first happened.
There was essential.
I don't know I don't know about that video. That video was doctored.
No, it was a doctor. It was a doctor that made the video and showing the replay. But that's not the reason he's not getting signed. The reason he's not getting signed is because he's not a playmaker. And that's exactly what Micah Parsons said today, and it made a lot of sense. You get somebody like Brock Purdy.
Mike, dude, come on.
Hold on. All right, come on. I let you talk. So why do you got
to go ahead, Michael, talk. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
So exactly, other than throwing the ball to Tyreek or Waddle or A-Chain or whoever, and then making big plays by breaking tackles, what plays is Tua extended?
Mike,
what plays can you say, oh, man, Tua looked all pro right there?
I already demolished this argument, man. Shake just talked about it 5 minutes ago, man.
What was it? Where was it?
I mean, did you see how he was moving? Like how he made a lot of people miss in the in the Washington game. The times that Baltimore game where he spin that move when he did that spin move and threw the ball to Craycraft.
Shake, I can seconds.
All right, so that's how many times a game does he do that?
Mike,
I mean, how many times does Josh Allen do that?
No, Shake, I can do this. All right, Mike. If you gave Zach Wilson, Randy Moss, prime Randy Moss, and prime Terrell Owens, do you think Zach Wilson would be a competent quarterback? Yes or no?
No, I really don't.
Okay, so why do we keep contributing a lot of Tyreek Hill, who is a great player? Tua still has to make the passes. He still has to read the defense pre and post snap. He still has to be on time. Receivers don't make great quarterbacks, dude.
They don't.
No, the production.
How many yards would Tua have?
They don't
thrown
like to your point. They don't make them great because they still have to make the reads. But the production and yardage may increase because of the skill set of them.
All right. Well, you know what? And here's another optic. Here's another optic about air yards thrown. What's Tua 9?
He was like one last year, bro. He was on Michael K. He was like in the top last year.
What's that?
Air yards.
Yeah. Wait, first of all, why is Josh Allen just constantly cutting off when you're talking? Number one. I don't understand that. When you're trying to talk, Shake, and I can't understand what you're saying because this fucking clown is keep cutting you off.
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
I said he was like number one in that top 5 in that category last year in air yards.
Who was Tua?
Tua.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Does Tyreek run further down the field in the same amount of time that, say, Stephon Diggs does?
Nope.
He doesn't?
Would you say are saying that they're the same speed?
No, I didn't say that. I said, does Tyreek run further down the field in the same amount of time that Stephon Diggs does?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that.
Well, 4.2 versus 4.5 speed. What would common sense tell you?
Of course. All right,
That he's getting down further. So that stat's right out the window because he has more air yards.
Michael,
if you take Tyreek out of Tua's stats, and you take, and we're gonna use Diggs and Allen for instance. You take Tyreek out of Hill's stats, you take Diggs out of Allen's stats. Who's having a better year as a quarterback?
Okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you don't know, take a guess.
What was Allen's number prior to Diggs? You can go to the number.
Well, he was
what
off
was his best receiver prior to Diggs.
It's not the
his greatest receiver.
It has to do with production now.
I'm doing the let's do the research now. Hold on, I'm gonna do the research right now.
Yeah, I'm curious because
okay,
we had Devontae Parker and Waddle, and who did Josh Allen have?
No, that's not the correct question to illustrate why is
it not the correct question? Don't insult me by pretending you know more.
Michael, I'll do it right now. Who is a pedestrian quarterback? Name like a pedestrian middle of the road.
We're not doing that. We're not doing a pedestrian quarterback.
You don't want to do it because you don't want to admit how great.
No, because that's not the argument. That's not the argument. You know, you live in Detroit. You're trying to send crypto to a tailgate you don't know anything about because you needed a ticket to get in, and that just really infuriates people that live in Buffalo. Just like
Michael, is Joe Montana
did.
Michael, is Joe Montana a great quarterback?
Yeah, he was.
And who are his receivers? John Taylor and who?
Did Joe Montana scramble and create plays other than his receivers?
Yes, he did.
He made plays happen.
Cool. That's the point I make. Yeah. Do you know what the Dwight Clark play is? You know who Brent?
No. You know what? No, because I had a life. I didn't sit home and touch myself and watch football all day. I had a life.
All right. So without Diggs.
Congratulations.
Right, remember this number, Michael K. Josh Allen has 2,200 yards without Diggs.
2,000 what? 200?
Yeah.
Here, I'll get the perfect argument, Shake. You ready for this one?
He's still making a point. So let him talk.
Shake, I got this. This is the perfect argument for why
Shake, can you please finish what you were saying?
No, I'm going to finish it right now.
Okay, hold on, because Shake was giving numbers and he only gave half, but yet you're still insisting on.
Hold on, let me finish this, and then you can have your. Will you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, now
go ahead.
So it was 2,400 or 2,200, Shake?
2,200.
22
without Diggs.
To his receivers, was that receiving yards or just his total yards for the whole season?
Those are Josh Allen's yards without Diggs.
I'm gonna
do the same thing.
Obliterate him. Go ahead, Shake.
Yeah, go. Yeah, Shake, go ahead. Romo gives you the okay to go ahead on your own show. What the fuck?
Are you ready?
Relax. Hold on. I'm adding up numbers here, man. Relax, people.
Let's do what the
all right. 1,976 yards for Tua without.
Okay, there you go. So a difference of 300 yards.
But
300 yards.
Hold on. I'm gonna add another caveat in there, though. Okay. Tua has 401 attempts, right?
Well, you got to take Tyreek's.
Wait a minute, how many? He threw the ball that many times, Jake? I don't remember throwing the ball that many times.
Yeah, he has 401 attempts, and
God damn, I thought he was lower than that.
And Josh Allen has 433 attempts.
Okay. How many of those attempts are to Tyreek, and how many of those attempts are Diggs?
83 receptions. I don't know.
Targets, because attempts and receptions don't equal. It's got to be targets and attempts.
Okay, I can destroy him right now in 2 seconds, dude.
Go ahead.
You
Talk
can
to
destroy
him
me.
while I look this up real quick.
Okay, who has the all-time wide receiver yardage record
Who cares? I hear it. That's how you destroy me.
for
I
one?
don't care. How's that one? I don't care.
Okay.
You sound like a
All-time
mini.
Calvin Johnson, talking about for the
Diggs
season.
had, hold on, I got it right here. Diggs had 121 targets.
Be quiet, Michael K. Crypto.
Diggs
tell
had,
me to
had
be quiet.
121
Are you
targets.
talking?
Hold on. Crypto just said it. I want him to say it again. Who has the all-time yardage record for a wide receiver for one season?
Yeah, Calvin Johnson.
Alvin Johnson. Hey, Michael K., can you tell everyone what the record for the Lions was that year?
I don't care. What is this? What does that have to do with anything?
12 or
Did
something
they
like
have a
that.
defense? Did they have a run game?
There's a hold on. There's a force multiplier with Tua.
A force multiplier. What
They probably like 4 and 12, wasn't they?
What are you, Rain Man? Are you a beautiful mind? A force multiplier?
Okay, you're a moron. Dolphins.
I'm a moron. You're sitting here
Y'all
going,
making me choke on my oranges, man.
you know what? You're sitting here going with what ifs and if that and what and how about this? Well, the point being is, without Tyreek, Tuna's going to be an average quarterback. He's going to be exactly what Colin Cowherd said, and that's not even in the top 10.
Hey, without Diggs, so was Josh Allen.
All right, without Diggs, how many touchdowns does Allen account for? He's got what, 44 this year so far?
I mean, of course, because Diggs is out there. Let's see a game without Diggs and how he plays.
Diggs doesn't play
without
Diggs.
Diggs.
Diggs only plays like
Diggs
60%.
how did he play?
Diggs only plays 65. I think 65% of the snaps.
Wait, Michael K., you sure about that? That he played that less of the snaps?
Point.
Yeah, Diggs brings himself out all the time.
Michael K., I want you to
Yeah,
address.
he did take himself on third down. We're talking about the whole game, though. We're not talking about third downs, Michael K. We're talking about the whole game, though.
Anyway,
all right, hold on. Let me
third downs.
Well, he's in on all third downs.
No,
Diggs
last week he wasn't. He took himself out like 4 times.
Well, yeah, because he probably ran himself. down the field. So we're gonna go back to Carson Wentz, and I'm gonna say I really don't care what you want because you're an idiot.
Okay.
And you talk, so don't even address me.
Okay, I'm an idiot, right? So Matt Stafford with Calvin Johnson, they set the all-time wide receiver yardage record for one season, but Stafford went 4-12.
Right.
That's what I thought. They were probably 4-12.
So what does that have to do with anything?
Stop. Be quiet, Michael K. Tyreek's going to.
Don't ever tell me to be quiet, you fucking infidel. Seriously, you live in Detroit.
I love this. You guys are awesome. And listen, I could do this all day, but I gotta shut this down. Me and Crypto, we gotta show to record. So, and man, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you having me
I really
up here.
appreciate you guys for coming up here.
I appreciate you having me up here.
It's been a pleasure, man.
What does it feel like?
Hopefully, it's no disrespect.
We'll be back on tomorrow.
Is there a comforting feeling being a moron? Do you enjoy it?
I don't know. Enjoy. You know what? Enjoy your Shirley Temples and your bicycle rides around Detroit.
Damn. A bicycle around Detroit? The 8th mile? Is it on the 8th mile?
The first thing he came in was telling everybody how he was on the wagon. And I commend that. I really do.
Hey, Michael, what's it like being stupid? I want you to tell everybody.
I don't know. You know what? I really don't know. I really don't know since I have a pretty successful trucking company, so I don't know.
And
I know that I go to work Monday through Wednesday because I want to, not because I have to. And I know that all my free time is mine because I'm pretty successful. So if that makes me dumb, then it's pretty cool.
Do you think the timeout by McDermott was a good decision, Michael K?
You know what I know is McDermott is more qualified to run a football team than you are.
Tell everybody, you're a very stupid fan. I want you to tell everybody why it was a good decision for McDermott to take the timeout in the Philly game at the end. Can you tell everybody? Can you?
Why don't you?
Oh, you talking about overtime?
So wait a minute. So
talking about 20 seconds left?
Just by that statement, you're insinuating. You're insinuating. Or my final thought is, he's insinuating that he's smarter than the coaching staff for the Buffalo Bills.
Like the Lions
But
game.
yet he still can't figure out how alcohol is bad, and you can't drive with it.
Hey,
You're forced to ride a bicycle around Greater Detroit.
former Navy vet. I'm a Coast Guard vet. I love you, Crypto. Michael K. You're a
I don't care.
I love you too, man.
Bills.
Coast
Love you too, man.
I'm out. If the Bills don't make the playoffs, I'm rooting for you guys. I'm out.
That's another reason you're not a Bills fan. No self-respecting Bills fan is gonna root for the Dolphins.
Just like I want to root for the Bills, I could tell you that.
Exactly. And you know what? Shake? I would never hold that against you, buddy.
Michael, it's a sign of when you.
No,
I'm gonna tell you like this: if the
Sign of
Buffalo Bills played, and listen, if the Buffalo Bills play terrorists tomorrow, I'll be rooting for the terrorists.
Michael, it's low IQ. You're
Damn. You mean tell me Bin Laden get your vote against the Bills?
Okay,
God
I don't.
damn.
You know what? I don't sit there and use stats from 15 years ago to prove a point in 2023.
So
I just choose not to because it's ridiculous. And the only thing you're doing is proving that you didn't have a life because you did nothing other than study football stats.
anyway, I love this Bill on Bills crime. All right, guys. Hey, Josh Allen as the next Elway. What's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts. I respect this Dolphins team a lot. I think they're talented. I think you guys are going to make it to the AFC Championship, and
Hold on, I got to clip that one. Just to prove them wrong.
Well, first you got to figure out how to do it, Michael.
Oh, trust me, I know how to do it. See, it's comments like that people can sit right there right now and say he knows how to do it, so you sound like an idiot for saying it.
Monty, do you have any final thoughts before we wrap this up, Monty?
We're all pulling for you, Michael. Everything's going to be all right.
Man. Don't pull for me, you fucking drunk.
All right, y'all. With that, on that note, let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
I love it.
Yep.
Fins up, man.
Fins up, everybody.